well today. My name is Mackenzie and I'm just so happy that you're here. So today I'm going to be bringing to you a video all about persistence, and this came from one of my viewers. Her name is Jessica. Hi Jessica, and thank you so much for your question. And she basically said, do I have any tips on when I should pursue at all costs and when I should let something go? So thank you so much for your question, Jessica. I really wanted to address this because I feel like I have been in this boat before, and yeah, I'm really excited. And I also want to say I'm so sorry if the lighting is kind of weird or you hear some noises or something. I'm still getting used to filming in my new place, but I'm super excited to answer this question. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So persistence is basically when you keep going after something, that means that you're persisting. So you keep trying, you keep going, you pursue at all costs. That's kind of how I think of the definition of persistence. I feel like especially in our culture now, in this YouTube community, everybody is always talking about persistence, how you always need to be persisting, how if you want something, you have to constantly be hustling and going after it and getting what you want. And I think that is amazing. I know for me, I have been hustling for these past couple years and I have really been seeing the benefits. And you know, with YouTube, I've been hustling with YouTube and it's starting to sort of, you know, get some momentum, and it's really exciting. And I think it's so worth it in the end when you have to kind of go through those difficulties and those trials and tribulations, and maybe things aren't working exactly, and when you have persisted, it makes it, you know, the reward so much better. But I think at the same time, you do have to know when to let go. When I think about learning to let go of something instead of persisting, I have to really think about how it's making me feel and if I'm feeling happy persisting towards this certain things. Just an example, I hope that you guys can relate, but I have always wanted to make YouTube videos. Always. Like, I started a YouTube channel in 2010. Another one in 2011. Like, I've always wanted to make YouTube videos, and it's really funny because I never stuck with it. I never persisted, and I never got over 100 subscribers. And I feel like, oh my gosh, like, you know, that's when all the big YouTubers were coming out, was in 2010. And if I had just stuck with it, then maybe I would be kind of sort of moving towards where I'm at today. I think the thing is, I wasn't ready for YouTube at that time, and I wasn't ready to be persistent. I didn't understand what being persistent meant. And so I just let it go and I started doing my own thing, and I had such amazing experiences, and I'm super glad that, you know, I kind of took the route that I did. I started a travel blog, and then I, you know, started doing my social media, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, and I kind of learned a lot about it. And so when I decided to make YouTube videos, I kind of felt ready for it, and I felt like I kind of knew all the other platforms. And so that's kind of how I've come into this platform, and now I'm ready to be persistent and I'm ready to get where I'm at, to where I want to be. And the thing is, I remember it was a couple months ago, and I kept losing subscribers and I didn't know what was going on, and I wasn't getting over 300. And I just almost gave up. I was like, this isn't for me. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Like, I'm just not getting anywhere. But then I realized that I really wanted it, and it was something that I had to persist in. You have to hustle if you want to have a YouTube channel. You can't just sit around and just wait for it to happen. That's just not how it works. So I think that's the distinction that you want to make, is you have to understand that sometimes if you want something, you have to be persistent in it. Like finding a job, you have to be persistent if you want to find a job of your dreams. You have to be persistent if you want to find the love of your life. You have to be persistent in these things, but you have to look at it yourself and say, okay, like, do I want to put in the work? Is this making me happy? Do I feel happy when I'm doing this? Do I feel happy when I'm persisting? Do I see the bigger picture? And I think that is a real distinction from when you should keep persisting and when you should let go. So I'll just kind of recap. I just kind of was ranting. So I think the thing is, you have to understand your vision of what you want, what it is that you want, and what are you persisting towards. So say, for instance, you want to find the love of your life or something like that. So you make a list of what you want, and you understand that maybe that first person, you're not going to find them, and you have to And even if you feel like you did meet that person, if something happens and you have to let go of that person, that doesn't mean that you stop persisting. That means that you just move on from that situation and that person, and then you keep persisting in finding the next person. So that kind of brings me into my second tip. Step number 2 is to let go of that situation or whatever is making you unhappy or isn't working, and understand what your bigger picture is and move towards that, if that makes sense. I don't know. So for me, I had to really learn persistence. I feel like I've always been very much like, let the universe do its thing, and that's an okay thing, but I feel like I didn't sometimes get things that I wanted because I wasn't persistent with it. Every time that I did let something go, it's because it was making me truly, truly unhappy. And so I think that's something that you need to look for is it making me really, really unhappy what I'm doing and what I'm persisting towards? And is this part of my bigger vision that I want? And that's kind of what I go with it. So I think persistence is so, so important. Definitely always be hustling, always be working towards your bigger vision. Find out what your bigger vision is and just keep going and keep understanding that you're going to have to put in a lot of effort if you want to live your dreams and live the life that you want to live. So that's it for now. I hope that makes sense. I'm just was kind of like turning on the camera and being like, okay, like maybe I know these tips or something, but I hope that helps, Jessica. I hope that helps some of you remember to hustle, but if it's making you deeply, deeply unhappy and it is not going towards your bigger vision in your life, then maybe it is time to let it go and, you know, let the universe guide you towards something different. So anyways, I hope that you guys like this video. Give me a thumbs up if you want to see more of these videos, and don't forget to subscribe below. And I love you all so much, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!